Good morning, everybody. It's DearMamaSal. Who else would it be driving my car? And it is 0. It is freezing. Now, that is freezing where I am, and 32 where you are, or some of you are. And that is not what I expected today. As you can see, I'm out of my big winter coat and into my raincoat, because when I checked the weather this morning for my area, it said there would be a low of 5 degrees this morning. So I thought, gosh, positively spring-like, if you know what I mean. So it's going to be a nice warm day. So I'm going to put on my raincoat, and came out to my car, which was covered in ice. So to say I'm a little bit behind the 8 ball on my way to work this morning would be putting it mildly. And I'm just looking at all it's garbage day in my neck of the woods, and I'm just looking, somebody, for want of a better word, has knocked over half the garbage cans. It looks like somebody walked down the street and just knocked them over. So that to me is just nasty. And the reason it's nasty is the poor person who has to come with the truck means that every single time that person's got to get out of the truck, upright the garbage can, and then use the mechanical lifter to empty it. That would not make my day if I were the garbage person today. So anyway, it is what it is, right? It is chilly. I tell you that, it feels cold in here. I need my warm woolly coat. Oh. I just wanted to thank the people who were kind enough to write to me over the the vlog I did. The vlog I did on the makeup. I have been so terrified about trying to do that for so long, it's not even funny. But then I remembered I was really terrified about doing any vlog. So why didn't I just go ahead and do it? And then, of course, the perfectionism came in. I wonder if any of you can relate to this one, where I'm going, I know I don't do my eyes the right way. I know I don't do them the right way. I don't know who does it. Well, Judy does it the right way, we know that. But I mean, it's just like, I know I don't do it like that. It takes too long, so therefore, And then it was quite funny, because some of you actually appreciated learning the way that I do them. So that made me feel very happy that I took the risk. And also, I heard from some new people I haven't heard from before. So thank you guys for taking the risk of actually leaving a comment, because, I can't tell you, there are times when I think there are this handful of people that watch my videos and comment on them. It's just like, so it's nice to hear there are other people out there. So I really, really appreciate it. And then we had a fun weekend of broadcasting, and we had a new, we had a new viewer come on to the broadcast. I think it was on Friday. Serenity. Say hi, Serenity. This one's for you. And Serenity decided to overcome her fear and actually find out how on earth to get onto a broadcast, and made it. And not only that, was very nice and chatty and interacted with everybody, and it was great. So that was really much appreciated, because we understand what it takes to do that. Number one, you've got to overcome your fear of actually being on a broadcast. And then for a lot of people, they don't realize you don't have to be up on camera or anything. You can just type away and be part of it that way. But then you've got to work out the technology of it. How do I get onto this stupid site? And then you know, you've got to learn that you don't have to come in with your Facebook or anything. You just can come in as a guest. And so all these things, but you know, if you come in with a guest, you just put your name in and you're there. So it's a very exciting thing to do once you've done it once. And I'm a great believer, Serenity, excuse me, and you're living proof of it, that everything's easy to do once you know how to do it. And therefore, anybody who makes the effort of actually fighting through all their fears to get as far as the broadcast, I know they're special people. You know what I mean? I know they're not quitters or people that let things get them down easily, because they made it to a broadcast. Yay! Well done, Serenity. So it was really good fun. We had yesterday we had a lot of people come on to Vaughan TV. That's our 3:30 broadcast on a Sunday. We had a lot of people come on to that. I was quite surprised, actually. And Andrea, if you're watching there from Berlin, you know, you've become a real regular on these broadcasts, and I appreciate it. And if Vivian's watching this, hi Vivian. And Snoopy, woof. And so we had, I think I talked to you about this new guy that we got on the other, I think Friday or something, Luke from the UK. Well, he was back on Sunday, and so was Glenn. So you know there was trouble going on. And we were talking about manners. My question was something like, is there room for good manners in today's society or something? Now, it's very interesting to hear different people's versions of this. I think it was Luke that made a very interesting point. And Luke, if it wasn't you, forgive me. I think it was Luke who said something about what we have is so many different cultures today. You know, so and he was talking specifically in England, but really we've got the same situation. He said we've got so many different cultures that what's good manners in one culture isn't good manners in another, and therefore, you know, it's gone by the board. Well, yes and no. Not everybody agreed with that, but we understand his thinking, and it's something worth thinking about. I then asked the women how they felt about it. Did they still appreciate guys with manners? And I think almost without a doubt they all said yes. Now, Paul said that he grew up with the women in his household, or in his family, the women in his family really doing a number on him. Because he grew up at a time when a lot of the men went off to war, a lot of the women in his extended family lost their husbands. And so he became the dance partner, which I thought was really cute. And thanks for telling us that story, Paul. And he said he became the dance partner, so he learned ballroom dance very early on because the women forced him to. Something for which he is now very grateful. But not only that, they also taught him to be the man about the house, and also to be the man with good manners. And he still opens doors for women and, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I said that you know, that was beautiful. I'm certain it paid him dividends. And he said it does, you know. Because what I said was, I mean, I don't know about you guys, and maybe you can give me your feedback, but there's something about a man with good manners that still has impact on me. I'd love to tell you that it doesn't, but it does. You know, if I had, I mean, not that I'm into choosing between men these days, but if I had to choose between two men and one of them had good manners, if they all had exactly the same sort of qualities and one had good manners, that would be a no-brainer for me. Now, if one had good manners and the other had a sense of humor, that would be more difficult for me. you know, I value humor. So, but good manners, I think, for my generation, I'm pretty sure still has effect. But does it in yours? So I'd be very interested to hear from you guys how you feel about good manners. Now, what I asked, and none of the guys answered that I'm aware of, and if I missed it, I apologize. But I asked, what would be good manners the other way around? We all know what good manners is for women. You know, somebody, and Paul said he even still stands up when a woman comes in the room. Well, I mean, you know, that's, when was the last time somebody did that for you? To show that level of respect. So, what I wanted to know, though, what's the opposite of that? What is good manners for a woman towards a man? And I can almost sort of hear some of you sort of rolling your eyes. Like, how can I hear somebody rolling their eyes, really? Go figure that one. Anyway, but it's an interesting concept that nobody answered on that one. So I think this may be more gender specific than I thought when I started the subject. Or not. Maybe the guys just get... Or do the guys really care? And I said, well, I guess I would care if it helped me get a date, you know, if I were a guy. Yeah, I think that would make me want to care a bit. Or even better. So, we will see what everybody thinks about that one. But it was an interesting topic. And we were saying, or people were saying, yeah, therefore we as a group were saying that that the various television shows that showcased ballroom dancing have helped bring back that type of dancing, and that people are beginning to want to do that again. And I think that's really interesting that happened. And for somebody that grew up, I mean, I was forced to do ballroom dancing as a child. It was, you know, part of my curriculum, if you like. It was, you know, sort of, you know, English, math, reading, writing, dancing. Elocution was another one. I had to learn how to enunciate properly. I hated it, but I guess in a lot of ways it stuck with me, although you do understand, if I go back to England, from where I originally came, well, I was born in Holland, but I mean I spent most of my life in England, my growing up life, that is. If I go back there, they think I'm a Yank. They really do not think that I am a Brit. That I am an out-and-out Yank in their mind. They don't understand Canadian. Canadian is something else to them. So it's quite funny when I do go back. You know, people in Canada think I sound like a Brit, and people in Britain think I sound like an American. So I'm really, you know, messed up. There's no doubt about it. Total mess. But I like to think that the accent is cosmopolitan. It comes from various countries from around the world, which just makes me well-traveled. And I've always said that about English as a second language, for those of you who do have English as a second language, as I do. I've always believed that the interesting part about it is having English as a second language does not mean I am stupid. It means I'm well-traveled. And I think all too often we actually treat people who don't speak our language well as stupid. And that's very frustrating. Believe me, I know. Very frustrating indeed. And so and something I really need to warn people about, and I know I probably said it before, but I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. Talking more loudly at me does not make you more understandable. notice some people do that if they don't understand you the first time. I mean, if you can't understand them the first time, they get louder and louder. Like, yeah, to increase my stress level, go right ahead. That'll really help me understand you. Try slowing down and enunciating properly so I can understand. And then the other thing that I find really interesting is that most people who learn a second language learn very good grammar. The only problem is the people who are speaking to them in the majority do not have very good grammar. So I'm trying to imagine, you know, somebody who's learned to speak English going into some areas that you and I both know about and trying to understand the language. I'm thinking, you know, whether it is the East End of England, of London, or, you know, the Bronx or something. Or what about if they went to Boston? I mean, really, have you heard? You know, it's like, it's a different language. And so, to me, and then it also depends where they learned their English, right? You notice that? You know, some of them learned their English, let's say, in Manchester or Liverpool. So they have a very strong accent. When the North American ear is not used to it. And I hear people say that to me all the time, you know, that they can't watch the British comedies or some of the British films because they don't understand them. They don't understand the humor, they don't understand the accents. And I can understand them. There are times when I have difficulty, and I came from there. So, totally understand. But what makes life so interesting is when we can look at it and smile about it, and understand that maybe we're not the ones in the right all the time. So I like the comment from Luke that, you know, really we've got to respect other people's good manners as well as our own. I think I said other people's, as in peeps. I really think I said that. I have to check that when I play this back. Other people's good manners. Yeah, other people's good manners. Interesting. It's become a thing now. I was talking to one broadcaster that came on, and he was saying that one of his videos, he's a comic, and he was saying one of his videos has got over 1 million hits already. And I asked him how long has he been on YouTube, and he said 7 years. And I said, send me a link, I'd like to see what you're up to. And then he immediately said, oh, you wouldn't enjoy it. And I said, why not? And he said, you know, I can't remember what he said, probably that he was a bit loose with his language or something, you know what I mean? Something like that. And I said, no, listen. If you've been on for 7 years and you've got over 1 million viewers on one video, I want to see what you're doing. And then, Manon, if you're watching this, congratulations. I can remember when Manon talked to me about vlogging, and I encouraged her to put up a vlog. And she did. She overcame all her fear, and she put up a vlog. And I remember that. And I was so proud of her. Well, guess what? One of her vlogs that she put up got to over 100 views. And congratulations, Manon. I know what that feels like. And you know, it's funny, Manon, because I sort of looked at it and went, wow, that is great. And then I went back to go and see what my original sort of couple of months worth of vlog. I don't know where I went back to. I went back about after 6 months sort of thing, whatever it was. And I was quite stunned. People are still watching those videos. Amazing. So I think that's the thing that people forget, that this YouTube thing isn't like a meteoric rise. You know, 1 minute you're a nobody, the next minute you're a somebody. It's a very slow and steady thing. For example, I think we hit 146,000, I think, this weekend. 146 or 147, somewhere in there anyway. And 147,000. I can remember how excited I was at 2,000. I can remember going out of this world excited at 10. And it is really interesting how this thing just keeps creeping up. It is a really weird thing. And also, I find it really interesting. I mean, I've got that sort of a mind, but I love seeing where people are watching from. I can remember right at the beginning, when that first week or something, somebody became a viewer from the North Mariana Islands. Can any of you remember that time back? And I came on the vlog and I went, where the North Mariana Islands? I never even heard of them. I had to go and Google the North Mariana Islands to find out where that person came from. And the quick answer is, if you've ever heard of Guam, it's in that region. So it's sort of like, who knew? There are people looking at me from places. Now, there are also times when you look at it and you go, what? Like Nepal? I mean, what are the Sherpas doing up there? You know, are they rubbing sticks together and getting... I mean, I don't know how they do it, but... you know, I mean, I know that there must be cell phones and everything else, but, you know, if you'd asked me would I get viewers in Nepal, I would have said no, of course not. And so to me, it just, if I want to entertain myself, it's quite a good way, and I go, really? And I can remember being so excited because I got a viewer in Africa. And I remember how excited I was about that. And now when I look, you know, I've got quite good coverage in Africa. I mean, not huge, but quite good. And same with South America. You go, wow, that is really interesting. How do they even find out about me? You know, how do they find me? And then how on earth does my strange sense of humor, you know, how does that relate? So here's my question. If any of you are watching outside North America, there we go, I would love to hear some comments from you about, you know, how you found the channel and what you enjoy about it. I would really appreciate that. In fact, one of the things I really need to go do is go back and have a look at the balance survey to see what it looks like this year. And if any of you haven't been there, it'll be in the notes below this video. And there's a link to the balance survey, and that basically is a survey that asks how you're doing, and you can fill it out every year. That's what my intent was, every year, to see how everybody's doing. What sort of things that I'm doing that you like? What sort of things you'd like to see me do more of? So what it does... Could this guy go any slower? What I'm trying to do... Why don't you just stop, sir? Yep. There is a car up here. Up. Thank you. Really? So what it's there for is to try and help me keep on top of what it is you'd like to see me do. Not that it means I will do it, but at least it tells me the sort of things you'd like to see me do. For example, I would never have done a makeup one. Never. Because to me, it's not something I'm good at. But apparently it was something you wanted to see. I suppose you wanted to see a doofus report, right? So let me know so that I can at least be aware. Now, I do know that a lot of you have commented that you really... Oh. Oh, I came and forgot my bag today. Okay, I can live without it. Anyway, so let me know and then we'll be able to do some stuff. In the meantime, have a great day. Concentrate on, what today? Concentrate on manners. Yeah, open a door for an old person or do something nice. Yeah, you can do that. Bye-bye for now.